So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, we've got some feedback somewhere. Yeah, thanks, Margaret. So, yeah, I should have said aloha. Yeah, welcome to our regular what should be a regular Sunday evening Zoom call. We've been a bit disjointed this week for various reasons, predominantly mine, but things that are beyond my control as well. So we're doing this on Thursday, the 20th of September. And so welcome to the call, and welcome to everybody that's going to be watching this at a later stage on video. We're going to do things in a slightly different order today. We'll cover the same information. The main purpose of this meeting is to explain very briefly and simply the how Wealth Warriors works, what it's all about, the principles behind it, and why we are so convinced that Wealth Warriors is the way ahead, because we use the platforms don't use us. We make decisions about our own future. We don't get tossed around by CEOs of companies who think they're taking our money and running away. So having said that, we're going to cover off a few things about the different platforms later in the call, but very early in the proceedings, I'm going to introduce our upline, or my upline, and I suspect that's the upline of everybody on the call. In TLC, Trade Like Crazy, is Blair, you can see on the screen, and Blair's upline, Margaret. Margaret's from Hawaii. Sorry, Blair, I think you're from New Zealand, aren't you? Australia?
Canada.
Oh, I was so close. Only half a planet, only half a planet away. Yeah. Margaret's from Hawaii, so aloha. And I'm going to kick off with either Blair or Margaret. You can fight among yourselves to give us a little bit of a rundown on TLC, where we are, what we know, what's happened so far, what's likely to happen in the near future, and also a platform that we think may well be a good addition to Wealth Warriors, because it may well be replacing TLC, a program called Quantum CUV. So Margaret or Blair, like I say, have a bun fight among yourselves, see who's going to kick off, who wants to say anything, and over to you.
Okay, thank you, Andy, and well spoken. What I like about Wealth Warriors is those two words, and of course yourself, Andy. Wealth Warriors. The operative word is warrior, guys, because we're in a war. And the reason why that we're not all wealthy already, even though most of us have worked all of our lives trying to get into a stable financial position, is because of forces behind the scenes that endeavor to take you down, whether that be your own government through taxation or shutting down programs for all kinds of reasons. At least in North America, that happens, where you suddenly get an investigation on a perfectly fine company, and next thing you know, they're being attacked, and then they're gone. So now, I'm not saying that there's not outright scammers out there. Of course there are, but it's not only do we have to do battle with those types, but we have to do battle with establishment shenanigans. Which brings me to TLC, which is a perfectly fine company, and how we all landed there, because my partner, long-term partner, Margaret and I have been working together for 20 years in the affiliate marketing space, and since basically 2017, mostly exclusively crypto, because that's where the money's going, and that's where you can actually build some wealth. So how we wound up with TLC, I want to give you guys some pertinent background. Margaret and I are not fresh out of the box. We like to see vetted programs, and through personal referrals, people we trust, we know, like, and trust. And what we had here is a couple of guys, which our friends of Margaret's, go over to Armenia and attend their open house, if you will, grand opening, and ask a whole lot of questions about TLC. And it came back really well. And why wouldn't it? They're friends with the minister, vice president of finance over there. The government knows full well what they're doing. They're the second largest company in Armenia, and they got plans. Not only do they put out a card in Dubai, but there's a crypto token that they're going to be putting out shortly. Maybe it's just imminent for to be used as currency, digital currency in Armenia, which is kind of like a first and good for them. Now, let's talk shenanigans. Let's put the blame where it belongs. BlackRock. BlackRock pulled the rug out of Bitcoin in a sell-off in early August of this year, which caused a price drop of some, I think it was around 20%. Normally, that wouldn't really be an issue. However, as you know, TLC always did have a plan, an exit strategy for us to be doing copy trading down the road, which was something like, I guess now it would have been about a year from now. When we started, it was more like 18 months. And okay, well, that's fine. A good exit strategy is nice to know. They're thinking ahead. And so we felt very comfortable, is the point, of recommending TLC to our group and my good friend Andy, which I've known for some time, going back a few programs that we were all in, and I'm I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to give you the names. Doesn't matter. And so that was that's how come we got together. And now TLC has had a bump in the road now, thanks to some people that were doing some copy trading. And I'm going to let Margaret talk in about 2 seconds on that. But before I do, I'd like to quickly read something for you guys, in case you haven't heard this. This is from TLC today. Dear investors, we hope this message finds you well. We are writing to provide important information regarding recent financial developments at TLC. This past summer has been a period of significant challenges for us. As a result of major market downturn, the company has experienced a substantial reduction in capital, which has affected our financial stability. Given these unforeseen circumstances, we regret to inform you that we are currently unable to continue distributing profits to our investors to maintain normal operations. In light of this, while we are issuing an official statement to provide transparent and detailed information on the current situation, our IT team has actively working on analyzing all transactions, including deposits and withdrawals, to accurately determine each investor's balance. Over the next 3 days, your personal accounts will be updated with precise data, and any negative balance for reaching the break-even point will be reflected in your back office. This balance will be credited in the form of points, which can be used to cover commissions on our copy trading platform. Until you reach break even, the company will not charge you any commission fees. Despite these challenges, TLC remains fully committed to the launch of our copy trading platform, which go live between October 8th and October 15th. We believe this platform offers substantial opportunities for future growth and recovery. All investors currently in a negative position will have the opportunity to join the platform on the most favorable terms. Trading will be conducted exclusively on highly liquid pairs such as Bitcoin USDT and Ethereum USDT to minimize risks and potential drawdowns. To participate, in copy trading, you need to top up your balance on Bybit exchange and submit your API keys within our platform. Additionally, we would like to invite you to a Zoom conference tomorrow with the CEO of the copy trading platform, where he will provide more details on how the platform will operate, and he will also share important information about the utility token trade flow and its role within the ecosystem. We understand this situation may cause concern, and we want to assure you that we are taking every possible step to protect your interests. We greatly appreciate your patience and support during this challenging period, and will continue to keep you informed of further developments. Okay. Well, at this point, I'm going to comment on that, a quick comment, but I do want to bring Margaret into our conversation here. Main point is that I want to make regarding that statement, they're not running away. This is good. This is what we thought in the first place, that they were stand-up people. This incident that has happened, could it have been avoided? I think so. But now we're dealing with the fallout. They're giving a solution to the fallout. So we're going to have to see what the CEO says on copy trading tomorrow. Now, I want to ask my good partner and friend, Margaret, to say a few words at this time about that. And then we're going to open up for a couple of questions. But before that, we may mention a solution, because we are warriors. We never quit. We never stop. Go ahead, Margaret.
Well, I so appreciate, Blair, some of the points that you have made, and I definitely want to second them. Andy, you're a scholar and a gentleman, and fantastic on you that you have chosen to take on the Wealth Warriors insignia, because in this particular field, yeah, we do well to be diversified. Frankly, the email that I just posted, and I just posted it in the Wealth Warriors TLC group as well, it did not get received by everyone across the board. I'm not quite sure who got it and who didn't, but finally I did connect with another crossline upline leader who has a very, very substantial organization, and I discussed it with him, and he was able to get an original copy, which was posted in your chat group along with the other chat group that we host as well. And as you can see, it does have the insignia of the company. Per what Blair has expressed, we really did do our due diligence, and before Glenn and George went to Armenia, what I had is a lot of respect for the other gentleman above them, Simon, who has been extremely successful in the industry, and who also took a trip to Armenia and did his due diligence, and he shared that due diligence with us, including interviewing traditional customers of TLC. And everybody gave them raving reviews, and he stayed there for a good at least month, investigating and interviewing and talking to people. And like I said, he was talking to people that were traditional customers or investment clients of this particular company before it went MLM. So he got a nice history. He asked them, you have 3 years worth of history here. How come you're not putting 3 years worth of history up? And they explained to him that only 1 year was audited, so that they were only going to share the 1 year. So he relentlessly had daily calls, and Blair and I were apt students, and this is even before Glenn and George went to Armenia. Sometime in I believe it was either March or April. I think it may have been April. And, you know, by the time that they came back, that's when Blair and I thought, okay, this is sounding really good. Obviously, we had already done our homework with Simon. I was not in a position to go to Armenia, so Blair and I, neither one of us were able to make that trip along with Glenn and George, although we were invited. But, you know, the bottom line is, after having done as much homework as we did, it was really not in our radar that they would have an issue as they did. Now, what I did notice is that I was being able to withdraw on a regular basis, meaning take out or transfer out. Everybody was making money because the website obviously was showing us that we were making money. I did bring up a coin market cap piece, a chart, if I don't know, Andy, if I may share that.
Yep.
May I do a, okay, give me 1 second here. All right, well, it's not allowing me to do a full share. Let's see if I can, yeah. Not quite sure which screen to pick here. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so can you see this chart? What they had said, that I interviewed this other crossline leader, and he had been in touch with the master distributor as well as Simon, and they did say that there was a BlackRock event that made the prices plummet. And you can see here that this is around the 25th or 27th of July, and the price plummeted from what is about $66, $67, $68,000 down all the way here to like 55, 53 on 8.5. And so what happened is that because they had all of these copy trading accounts, like over 300 people connected to them via API, as we know, that these were self-custodial accounts. Self-custodial meaning that individuals held custody over their own trading accounts, whether it was Binance, BitBuy, or whatever other platform they had their own money in their own accounts. Blair has been, and I actually have as well, to a small degree, traded in the past. And one of the things you are foundationally taught is that you set up stop losses. You always set up a stop loss. With any trade, you set up a stop loss. I have no idea why these folks were trading and calling themselves traders, and they didn't set up a stop loss. So not only did the company lose their shirt in their company pool management, but when the trades began to go south very quickly, as you can see on 8.5, 53,000, and going back over here, 8.4, 58,000, 8.2, 61,000, 8.2, 61, 8.1, 65. So from 8.1 to a few days later, you can see the huge price drop. So basically, not only did the company lose their shirt, the traders, the people with the API trading, the copy traded accounts also lost their shirt. And so, you know, I was sort of told by this gentleman that I was talking to that that's highly unusual. Well, it is highly unusual, but as you can see, the entire year, the market goes up and down and up and down and up and down. But if 300 or more copy traded accounts all lose their shirt, and some of these folks had upwards of, you know, 5,000 was the minimum, but I know of a couple of people that had 300,000 in their account. So frankly, you're not going to be very happy when, gee, your account goes down and you had 200,000 or 300,000 in there. So given the fact that they allowed this to happen, in my opinion, I'm sorry. I wouldn't want you people trading my copy traded accounts. I mean, you know, what Blair has expressed is a balanced viewpoint, but their foible in this particular situation, I'm sorry, it has raised a serious flags in my eyes, to the degree that I frankly don't feel comfortable connecting via API any account to their traders. I mean, that's my honest opinion at this particular moment. You know, if I made the decision to only put in 5 grand, whereas I have a normal trading account of 300,000, okay, if I was willing to risk that, then, you know, at least then you have a level head about what you're willing to risk. And we always state that you never put in any more than you wish to risk. Because with any of these companies, you never put in what you wish to risk, because we have no 100% guarantees. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, once you do make a decision about what you can risk, then you always want to go ahead on and pull out your principal, so that you're playing with house money, not with any more funds that you want to risk. And so that is my opinion as to what exactly happened there. And then, of course, I had an interview, and I shared this with you privately back late August. And then I had another interview with this gentleman around the 8th of September. And then I had another interview with him last night. And so on the 8th of September, he was still sharing with me that they had been trying to recover their capitalization, that they were trading away, and that 2 teams were still getting paid and 1 team was not getting paid. As of last night, I found out that all teams are not getting paid now. So that has changed. In other words, all teams are not able to withdraw at this particular time. It is no longer 2 that get to withdraw and 1 that doesn't get to withdraw, but now across the board, nobody is being able to withdraw. So that obviously is difficult. And I was, you know, the information that was shared with me through the master distributor, who shared it with my contact, he also expressed that that everybody would be able to draw out their principal, that they would be able to at least recover any funds that they put in that they had never taken out yet. Well, as of the writing of that letter, you can see that the letter clearly states that they're going to go on a point system in order to enable us to move into this new copy trading platform. And frankly, we didn't put in points into the program. We put in hard-earned cash. So to me, that is another flag that I am seriously not good with, that I disagree with. I think that they should enable people to have a choice, to make the choice. Either we move into the copy trading system and we go ahead on and joyfully continue to participate with TLC, or we pull the original funds that we put in that we had not been able to pull out yet, and that way we could break even. So that would be my perspective of what I would have liked to have seen happen, but they're clearly stating that not only are we going to have a point system, but also they're clearly stating that we're going to have to pay for any API fees out of pocket and this and that and the other. So basically, it's a very serious situation, and I feel very badly that they are treating us this way, but unfortunately, I'm not a part of the management team, and I don't get to make the rules as to what they're going to do and how and when. So As far as my participation with the Wealth Warriors, I'd say kill the beast. Get that sword and kill the beast. I'm sorry, but you know, that's my perspective. And Mr. Goldeneye is telling me, why are you saying I'm sorry? Well, you know, some people may not have the same viewpoint, but that's I'm being honest that I'd take that sword up above your shoulder, Andy, and I'd say kill the beast. I am annoyed, and that's putting it mildly. As a leader, we take our recommendation seriously. We did do our homework, and it pains me, frankly, it pains me the way that they're managing this, the lack of communication. I was willing to understand the fact that they wanted to recover the capitalization and they were attracting new capitalization. Okay, we were willing to go head on and give them some time to do that. But to come back and to say that they're going to go with a point system, I'm sorry, that's just not acceptable to me.
Okay, thank you, Margaret.
Excellent.
Go ahead, Andy.
Thank you for that, Margaret. Well, my perspective is that one, they said they were doing one thing, and it turns out that they've been doing something else. If they'd have done what they said originally, they wouldn't have put themselves in the position where even if BlackRock had completely sunk Bitcoin, our funds would have been by and large protected simply because, you know, they would have been professional traders. And when the losses got to 3 or 4% or whatever the level was, then that's the most that we would have lost. And you know, a lot of us have made gains since we've been with TLC, so those gains would have been protected by and large. So for me, that's the biggest issue, is that they haven't been doing what they tell us they're doing, which is not acceptable. If they're not going to do what they say they're doing, then how can we trust them? The second thing is that they've gone now from saying, well, you know, your funds are protected and we're going to recover the capitalization, to, and I don't know if everybody picked up on this, but when we change over to a copy trading system, they're talking about us topping up our funds. I don't think anybody's going to be persuaded to hand over more money when the money that we've already handed over has not been protected the way we thought it was going to be. So I'm of the same opinion as you, Margaret, that you know, kill the beast. It might be that we just, you know, there's nothing to be lost by just watching and waiting and see what does happen. Personally, I won't be putting any money into the system to convert to points or to top up my account or to get a prepaid debit card. I won't be handing over another penny. So if I can get something out on that basis, then I think it's worth just watching and waiting. But of course, everybody's free to do as they want. If we, as Wealth Warriors, if we cut TLC loose, then you know, people are free to do it or not do it as they feel fit. So unless anybody's got anything to say about what we've just heard, I'd like to invite either Blair or Margaret now to just talk very briefly about another program that they believe is going to be going to replace TLC. They're hoping that it will become part of the Wealth Warriors portfolio. I've got to confess to having not investigated this platform just yet, but it is on my list. And I mention it really just to say, well, you know, we close one door and we open another. There are some good programs out there, but boy, I'll tell you, it's hard to find them. I investigate, as you know, I investigate dozens of platforms every month, and I know there's some good ones out there. They can't all be rubbish, but all I'm doing the last few months is just wading through rubbish. It's just the same old warmed over rehash. These ROI platforms that you know, they just don't work. They come, they take your money, they go, and the next thing is that, you know, you get rid of one and there's another 10 in your inbox. So, you know, we are definitely we're actively looking for programs that meet our criteria, programs that can help us build our wealth, but they're just massively, massively difficult to find. And if this quantum CUV is one that's going to be useful for us, then we will be, you know, I'll be promoting it in the near future. So, Margaret, sorry, Blair, I've said what I wanted to say. If anybody else wants to chuck anything else in, please do. Otherwise, back to you, Blair.
Okay, thank you, Andy. Well said, my friend. Right. Well, I am of the same opinion. However, the only thing I'm going to do, because I've traded before, and yes, it's a very profitable way to go. I think I will at least open up an account with Bybit and see what's going on, or at least attend the webinar. But I am not impressed. And so, I mean, if I was responsible for other people's money, you can bet that'd be out of all trades at a maximum of maybe 2% or 3% on a downslope. I would not have risked that kind of money. But so, anyways, let's bring in some good news here for you guys. As you know, TLC was cranking out 0.35 to 0.4% per day. Well, how would you like to make 1.6? And this is a very good platform. I would like to ask Margaret to speak about it. She knows her friend Rocky, and we had a webinar with Rocky and Michael, I do believe, just the other day. I have joined Quantum CUV, and I have put money in. It's very account centric, and we'll explain that in a minute. It's flying under the radar. It is all the people that have been in it that we know, which is a little bit limited at this point, but they do have teams below them, and no one's had a problem in over 6 months. Margaret, can you talk a little bit about quantum? I just have to run to the washroom. Right back.
Okay, thank you, Blair, and thank you, Andy. Well, I am extremely ecstatic, actually, to have come across quantum CUV. I don't know why I'm wanting to call it QVC, but it's CUV. My good friend Rocky has been engaged since May. And he is a businessman, and you know, once he does his homework, he makes a decision and he moves along. So he put in 15 grand. And by the time I was talking to him about maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, he started sharing it with me, and it had already grown to about 95,000. And when you put in your initial spend or your initial deposit, it does hold it for 50 days. You can get access to the daily profit, but it does hold the capitalization for 50 days. But at the end of 50 days, you can take that original capitalization out. So that was really fantastic to see and to know that, because 50 days is only a month and about 2 or 3 weeks. 30 days and then 20 days. So yeah, a month and 3 weeks. And you have access to your original capitalization, and you can take it all out and then just play with house money from then forward. At about 16, 17,000, if you start an account, or when you get to 16 or 17,000, then you're making about 250 a day, and the minimum to be able to compound is 250 a day. In other words, 250 is the minimum that you can redeposit back into the program. So if it takes you 3 or 4 days, or if it takes you a week or 2 weeks to get to 250, that's okay. The point is, though, at the magic number of between 16 to 17,000 in your balance, then you're making about 250 a day. They guarantee 1.6 per day, Monday through Friday, but Rocky tells me that he gets paid on the weekend as well. They just don't guarantee the weekend pay. So what they do with the weekend pay is that they reserve the right to keep the weekend pay and not distribute that, just to make sure that they cover any shortfalls on the weekday of 1.6. So let's hypothetically say that Monday and Tuesday they only made 1 point, and then 1.6, or they made over 1.6. The weekend amounts basically cover any shortfalls that they may have had, so that they can continue to guarantee the 1.6 a day. Frankly, I haven't seen 1.6 a day in a very long time. And to boot, when they are doing well, then they go ahead and distribute on the weekend as well. So I'm extremely ecstatic, because at the end of whatever period of time between May, June, July, August, when I talked to Rocky, he already had a $95,000 balance, and he was withdrawing on a daily basis between $1,500 and $2,500 a day. So the minimum is 250, and of course, obviously we follow order here, and so Blair has already made his deposit, and so obviously if and when Andy makes his decision, we'll defer to him to share it with his team as he sees fit. But I am extremely ecstatic, because as Blair said, we're not allowed to put this out in social media. It's a very quiet program, and Michael, my upline Rocky's sponsor, he is direct to the gentleman that is the developer of the program. And this developer is out of Germany. And one of the highlights that he put out on the video that he shared with us is that this gentleman has had his same Facebook persona, the presence in Facebook dates back to 2011. In other words, he's not a disappearing act. He's a consistent individual. And when Michael first understood what he had developed, what the program was, he asked to join immediately. And the developer said, no, you cannot, not yet. I'm not ready. I need to test it some more. When I have tested it for X amount of time, then I'll let you know when I'm ready for you to join. So I've never seen that, where people are held back at the door and say, I let you know what I'm doing, but now you get to stand at the door and wait until I'm good and ready. I mean, that basically extremely impressed me. And I want to be courteous as far as your time, Andy. I know you've got other topics to cover. But basically, I've also been testing a platform, and of course, Blair knows about this, but an off-ramp, it's extremely important to have off-ramp and on-ramp platforms in order to on-ramp crypto and off-ramp crypto, and I'm not going to name the company, but my good friend didn't have too much experience in off-ramping crypto, and so I shared this solution with him, and until he gets his account going, he asked me if I could borrow some funds from him and bring him home. And so it was not a problem to off-ramp $6,000 and then another $6,000, and this is all profits that he's pulling out from this program. So gee, I'm ecstatic. I mean, in the light of the pain of heart, because we really take seriously the trust that people have in all of us as leaders, but in the light of the pain of heart that we have had with TLC, I'll tell you what, quantum CUV is just definitely getting a good vote, and obviously I have prayed about it, and I really feel good about the fact that it isn't all over the net, that it isn't a popular program, but it is performing. And if we can go ahead on and enjoy the performance and maintain it under the carpet, just, on the down low, not paste it all over the place. It is an affiliate program. It does pay 5 levels deep, conservatively only on the new deposits of a new individual, or a new deposit. It can be an old or a new individual. It doesn't matter. But in other words,
paid on new money, not on reinvesting profits.
exactly. And so that also is much more conservative than the average program, and it will add to the longevity of this particular program. So given the fact that, I've seen the testimonial, and I've experienced the testimonial of my good friend, we are definitely moving forward and giving it a go.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Margaret. For my part, like I said earlier, I haven't investigated this company at all. Some of you know how I carry out due diligence. The very first thing I do is I take the company through the ringer, and I look up all public records and ownership and startup capitalization, and everything I can get my hands on. And if I can't get my hands on very much information, or if I don't like the information, then I don't even bother looking at the platform. There's got to be a good company before it's a good platform. So that's where I'm going to start in the next few days. That'll keep me busy over the weekend, I'm sure. But just a cursory look at their website, and the website isn't the be all and end all, it's just a starting point. But just looking at their website, there's not a whole lot of information about who they are and what they do and who owns them, and their startup and their registrations and their licensing and anything else that you might normally expect to find. There are some spelling mistakes and grammatical errors on their website, which is always a red flag to me, because professional companies don't allow their website to have these types of typos, these types of silly mistakes. So that's not a decision. That's just saying what I've seen in the last 5 minutes or so. So I will look at that over the weekend. If anybody wants to, yeah, thanks for that, Derek. Thanks for that message. Yeah, if anybody wants to help me with the due diligence or join with me, and we can have a Zoom meeting and look at different things, and I can talk you through how I do things over the weekend, then I'm happy to do that. But I'd like to make a decision on this over the next few days. So if you've got any thoughts, even if you don't join me on the due diligence with me, then if you've got any thoughts, then by all means get them to me in Telegram. So that's kind of where we are with TLC and quantum CUV. As I said before, we're not doing this for the fun of it. We are seriously looking for good quality companies and good profitable platforms. We're active about that. We're not hiding behind things. People are often amazed when they say, "Can I share something with you?" Thinking they've got to try and convince me, and I'm saying, "Yeah, show me. I'm looking. I'm actively looking for things that work, things that are good." And as I say, they're just in short supply. So,
without
Walter,
speaking,
good to see you, my friend. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
I just wanted to add a little bit to what's been said. In your due diligence process, Michael is direct with the owner, and that's a good thing. So maybe in the near future, if whatever you need to find out, why don't we see if we can get Michael and Rocky and owner on a Zoom with your group, and answer any questions that you may have that are left over from snooping around for good information. I don't want to. I'm just saying, Michael has got that relationship, and he's got quite a bit to say about the company. It's a very simple thing. Quantum is not a complex, highfalutin company. It just works. It's simple. And so that's actually one of the, and it's conservative. So that's one of the reasons why we like it. Plus, with what we learned from Michael and Rocky and what their experience was, and the fact that they can reach out to the owner as needed and you get a response. So it's that's a good thing, because if you need answers, we should be able to get them, being open and transparent. There you go.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Blair. Yeah, you know, my due diligence, I like to be as thorough as I can. So I'll probably take you up on that, and if not jumping on a Zoom call, then I might just send you a list of questions. And you know, but what I like to look at are all the public records, minutes of meetings of the board of directors, or the you know, minutes of the meetings of the members of the company, registration documents, tax filings of the company, and this sort of thing. Okay, I'm not really interested in the platform. If the company's good, the platform will work, and if the company isn't good, the platform will fail at some point. It's, you know, we started off talking about TLC, and it's one of those platforms that was a perfectly good platform until something went wrong, and it couldn't, with, you know, the structure of TLC was such that the company lost control of its method of making money, or the system for making money. So it doesn't matter how good the company is, sorry, it doesn't matter how good the platform is, if the company doesn't have tight control of all the things it needs to have control of, for everything from financial compliance to training of their staff to regulatory information to pretty much everything that you'd expect to see in a good quality company. You know, imagine you were walking down the high street and there were all these different financial companies. There were hedge funds and there were investment banks. There were all these different companies, and you had your life savings, maybe $1 million, but you had to put it into one of these in a lump sum. You would go into each of those offices and you'd want to meet the CEO, you'd want to meet the traders, you'd want to see how they're doing things, check their filings, check their you know, if they're a new company, check their startup, meet the CEO, the CFO, the COO, you know, because you wouldn't have the option to get it wrong. That's your life savings we're talking about. Well, it's not as serious with what we're doing, but we don't want to waste time giving money and trying to build up something that's just not build upable. I'm not sure if that's a proper word, but it probably is now. So that's kind of where I'm going with due diligence, you know. So the only person who can persuade me on due diligence is me. You know, I can't be coerced with words. I need to see the evidence, because at the end of the day, even though people say to me, you know, well, you did the best you could and checked into that company as best you could, I take it very seriously. I lose sleep over these things when I introduce people to platforms where they lose money, or they work on it for 6 months, and they're planning to work with that platform then for 5 years and build up their wealth with it, and it goes. I feel that terribly. So you know, I like to do the best I can. So the only person who can persuade me that a platform is good is me. But I will check into everything I can before we make a decision. If anybody wants to join me with that, then you're more than welcome. So guys, listen, we were going to do this just very quickly, and then Blair and Margaret were going to leave us to have the rest of our meeting, but we're down to the last 10 minutes. Not quite sure what the best thing to do with this last 10 minutes is, or sorry, last 8 minutes. Whether we have you know, just people just come on and ask questions of Blair and Margaret or me about what we've been discussing, or whether you want me to give you an update on Matrix Freedom, Bit Harvest, and Cryptex. So
Yeah, a real quick point, Andy, is that within the last 24 hours on 250, my account shows a gain of $3.89. So, gee, I'm ecstatic. On 250, $3.89, plus a $15 bonus for.
Oh, sorry.
You're accidentally
Sorry,
muted,
Mike, you're
buddy.
muted.
Oh, okay. I was saying that in the last 24 hours, my 250 made $3.89, and for bringing Blair in at 250, I made a $15 bonus. So I'm showing an $18.89 gain already. Obviously, I've got to wait until that adds up to 250 before I can reinvest it. But or I could add, you know, $232 and then have another 250. But you know, the bottom line is it's nice to see the bonuses and the gains. So
Yeah,
just wanted.
absolutely. It's nice to see that bit's working. Okay, so I've had one person say they'd like me to get on and show you the some other updates on other platforms. You can Matrix Freedom update from LK. Yes, you'll be happy with that, LK. What's just happened to me there. So if anybody's got any questions for Blair and or Margaret, then now's the time to do it. You can react, push the react button and put your hand up. Or if not, then we'll say thanks so much to Blair and Margaret for your time. Very, very much appreciated. You know, and let's hope that we can continue working together on into the future. If this is kind of a small part of the online business space, so even if we don't get involved with quantum CUV with you guys, then you know, I'm expecting that at some point you'll bring us something else, and you know, it will meet our criteria, and we will get involved at that point. So it's never really a no. It's just a not yet, or this isn't the right program for us. But we will, as I say, I don't want to jump the gun and make a decision because I haven't a decision based on no information, which is crazy. I know a lot of people do that, but I don't. So any questions for Blair or Margaret? If not, then I'll say thanks, guys, so much for your time, and we'll look forward to speaking again soon. At the very least, as I'm doing my due diligence, I'll ask you to find out information for me from Rocky and the other people you mentioned.
Michael. Well, thank you for having us today, Andy. We both appreciate it, and we appreciate you as a leader, helping people move forward financially in this challenging world in so many ways. And you have to have a warrior mindset, and all of us here do. So we keep on keeping on, and we will. You never stop, and we will win. So that's what we do. But anyways, thank you, my friend. I'm going to jump, and hope to connect with you very soon.
Okay, so just before you go, Chet, is this a question for Blair or Margaret?
Yeah, question for Blair or Margaret. What is the activity vehicle that QEB are working on? Is it a trading platform, or is it an NFT platform, or is it a gaming function, or what is it?
Yes, it is trading, and they have a bot. It's an AI bot, and it doesn't quit. It's 24/7, and it is performing between 3 and 4% daily. So the company is obviously keeping a good amount, even though they're distributing 1.6 per day to each of us. Obviously, if the bot is creating enough of a win for the company at 3 to 4% daily, that's my understanding.
Okay, thank you very much, Margaret. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Blair, do you have to add?
We're in an excellent position, guys, because we are about to enter a bull run in crypto like the world has never seen before. And you can get a signal from that because Donald Trump walked into a bar. Sounds like a joke. No, I'm serious. He walked into a bar and bought everybody a hamburger using crypto today. So that is huge. That's a huge signal. So when you have a president signaling which way the wind is blowing, the markets will react, and it's a fact. We're going to be in a huge bull run, and so we want to get into these as best as what Andy and all three of us are about. I assume everybody else, as stable of an opportunity as humanly possible to make a bunch of bank as fast as possible. And I do know that at 1.6% per day, and with Margaret highlighting the compounding feature at 250, we should be able to make up any losses if occurred in TLC in a very short time frame. So, and then on to profit. So we'll be all okay. So there's my 2 cents, guys. And I hope you enjoyed our little chat today as best as humanly possible. We like to deliver good news all the time, but sometimes we have to tell the truth. Obviously, as it is, no color, no nothing, just the bald truth. And as leaders, we're totally of that mindset, so that everybody knows that the information they get is the best that's out there from their leaders. So there you go.
Brilliant. Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
I got 2 questions.
Hey, Walter,
Well-
yeah, please do.
Sorry, I jumped on a little bit late. 2 questions. Are either of those 2 people that have been speaking got active boosters with BitHarvest?
No, not yet.
Okay,
On the list.
that tells me a lot of information about their company now. Second, what does that bot trade?
It trades, I believe it trades Bitcoin USDT and Ethereum USDT.
Well, I look forward to your research there, Andy, and when they are members of when they've got their own boosters, then I'll and if yours research is good, then yeah, let's have a look at this.
Okay, cool. Right.
So on a basis, Andy, I will have some questions for you in regards to BitHarvest. It's come across my radar, but I've had my hands full, and so we'll investigate it.
Yeah, you've had a load of moaning minis sending you messages, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, again,
Thank you,
Blair, thank you for your time.
appreciate it. And we will say aloha until next time. Aloha.
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 Okay, so I'm going to really skip through this fast. A couple of people wanted to see some updates. In fact, I probably haven't got time to do this, so I would. Yeah, I will. I'll do it like this, and then we'll get through to the updates as quickly as we can. Right, trade like crazy. Done and done. So we're still in the position where we're not promoting TLC. We're not signing up new people into TLC. We're not introducing our own money to TLC at this point in time. And don't apply for the $500 per MasterCard. I think these are all different, and don't put extra money in to top up your account for the points. You can, of course, you're free to do that. My belief is that these are all ways for them to get more money off us before they close the doors. But I could be wrong. But if I am wrong, then it'll become apparent within a few weeks or a few months. So let's not hurry to give them more money. Let's just be prudent and sit back and wait. But we will eventually drop TLC regardless of whether it recovers or not, simply because they're not doing what they said they were doing. Matrix freedom. So we've got two processes now. One is roadmap to freedom, and one is I am free. There's going to be new agreements in Matrix freedom. Those of you that are members will have either paperwork for the Freedom Matrix side, or from the I am free, or both, of course, if you want to do that. Those of you that are affiliates or network originators will need to sign new affiliate agreements or network originator agreements to encompass the members that you will have in both of these different strands. So the wording within the agreement will just be more applicable to these two different strands, as opposed to the way it is now, which is just Freedom Matrix. So that's some of you that are affiliates will be, we just need to be aware that at some point you'll be signing a new agreement. Don't forget that you can join Matrix Freedom as a member. You haven't got to become an affiliate. If you want to become an affiliate, you actually have to upgrade, and then they'll send you an affiliate link. So most people involved in Matrix Freedom are just members. They're in it for themselves, and that's absolutely fine. So roadmap to freedom is the financial aspects, and I am free is all the lawful requirements to become free, unencumbered or disentangled from the whole control matrix. So you can still sign up as a member for free, and you enroll for one or other strand, and you can be an affiliate or a network organizer. So okay, roadmap to freedom. Some of you know that we started off down the route of just submitting our bank accounts for 2022. And the idea was that the money will then be paid, and we will have a trust agreement with somebody in the United States who will be our trustee. We'll be the beneficiary of the trust, and all of our money from 2022 from our bank accounts will get paid into that trust. And from there, we can then access it and bring it to our own personal accounts. We found out that the Inland Revenue in America operates more quickly on claims that are below $50,000, and much more slowly. They have to do more checks on claims that are above $50,000. So we went partway down this road, then we did a quick back up a little bit and go down a different route. And the different route was we then split those claims, those 2022 bank recoupment claims, into two amounts, one less than $50,000 and one more than $50,000. Today, I received my trustee agreement for the new system. So all of my claims have been submitted for my less than $50,000. Mine's about $48,777 for the first amount, and then the remainder, which is probably another $120,000, is being processed, but that will just take longer. And that part of the Inland Revenue Service in America closes down in November and December for some reason. I think what they do is they lend their staff to other departments because it's year end in America. So yes, that's good news. I've been waiting for this trustee agreement, and if you're in the same position, check your back office. It doesn't light up. You have a bank recoupment process, and you see when you do things, the boxes turn green, and when your agreements are available, the links light up. Okay, it doesn't with this one. There's a menu item. You go down the menu item to get to your new agreement. You can sign that electronically, and as soon as it's signed, it's registered and it's sent off, and it's really good. So there's that. If you haven't done it and you're waiting to do it, just check the menu. They say that they will send you notification, but they did send me notification, but they should have sent it much sooner than they did. I was sat there for about 2 weeks before I said, where's this agreement for me to sign? This, oh, we posted that ages ago. You can discharge mortgages, loans, taxes, and other debts. I'm going to be getting into an argument with some legal people about this in the near future, talking about mortgages and avoiding mortgages. So that's going to be, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a bit of a battle of the wills. You can also create new currency to acquire property. And some of you know that Matrix Freedom ran a promotion a little while ago for affiliates. And if you, as an affiliate, if you have some people who do certain things, then the company will give you free of charge, because everything has a charge. They'll give you free of charge the ability to make $25,000 of new currency to be sent into your private trust for you to access and do whatever you like. Pardon me. So I got a telephone call yesterday saying, congratulations, you've qualified for this promotion that I didn't even know about, or I probably did, but I'd forgotten about it. And so they're giving me $25,000 new currency. So as soon as that new currency process is in place, I'm in it for $25,000 for no money down on my part at all. Normally that would cost I think that would cost £1,000 or something like that. So that's nice to know that you know, they run these promotions and then you get it even if you don't know about it. You can use the new currency to acquire properties, cars, yachts, whatever you like, an island in the Caribbean. Okay, and you can control and shelter your assets in a private trust, not just the registered title of your assets, but the allodial title of your assets. The real, true asset belongs to you. It's not registered to a land registry or registered to the DMV or registered to anybody else. It's yours. You own it. Nobody can take it away from you. You don't have to pay taxes on it because it's not controlled by the control matrix. It's yours. Okay, so that's an important part of living free. You don't want to be living free and then all of a sudden your local government says you now have to sell this or you can't use that because it's, you know, according to our registration, it's this or you're that or anything else. No, it's yours, free and clear, and nobody can take it away from you. And you continue to create new currency. I am free. You correct your status and standing. Somebody looked at that the other day and said, I know a little bit about this, and I've looked over this website and they know exactly what they're doing. The first step is correct your status and standing. Come away from this, or that's the first step, to come away from the control matrix that you were entered into by your parents when your parents registered your birth certificate. Okay, so you've been a slave to the state all your life. You probably didn't even know it. And the first step to getting rid of that control is to let the state know that you are not that person that they think you are. You can get rid of all the unlawful contracts that were made with your straw man and replace them with lawful contracts made with you, the real living, well, I hesitate to call you a person. A person is, you know, what we call the straw man. You are part of we the people. You are I am. Okay, that's where the expression comes out. I am free. So you are the real living person. You can set up a private trust to operate for you without being enjoined to the control matrix, transfer the allodial title, and engage with the Old Souls nation to assure your protection and sovereignty going forward. If that's what you want to do, you haven't got to do that. That's the Matrix Freedom's ultimate goal, is to build this foundation, to build this community. And something I'm looking forward to is to have a passport, driving license, etc., that shows that I am an ambassador for my own sovereign person, and I don't need a passport issued by my local government. You know, I'm entitled to travel the world as I see fit. I don't need anybody else's permission to do that. So I'm going to go skip through this very quickly. So yeah, this was where I was waiting for. So this was my original submission for $168,888. That's when we didn't proceed down that route. We backed up a little bit and went down a revised journey, and if you were to look at my back office now, where it says Trust 1, trustee agreement signed, that's got a date in there. That's been done now. And I got a message saying it's all been filed. So all good stuff. And then the journey 2, the trust EIN. So item 27 there, that's been actioned as well. So, you know, things are moving on. Things are progressing slowly because the IRS moves very slowly. Anyway, so Bit Harvest, I'm not going to go too much into Bit Harvest. Some of you know Bit Harvest is just marching on. The idea is that you make some profit, you withdraw some of the profit, and you reinvest some of the profit. It's getting to the point now where with Bitcoin, the price it is now, I'm making about $850 a month. When the price of Bitcoin goes up to 200,000, which they're expecting to be before Christmas, then I'll be making the equivalent of 2,500 a month. A lot of people are predicting Bitcoin will be $1 million by the end of next year. So therefore, my 8.5 boosters will be worth will be producing about $15,000 a month. Okay, so that's where the strength of this comes in. It isn't what you get every day in dollars now. Don't look at the dollars, look at the Bitcoin, because you earn Bitcoin, you don't earn dollars. We convert it to dollars to keep it straight in our head, but really you're doing yourself a disservice. Start thinking in Bitcoin, because as the price of Bitcoin goes up, so your earnings go up in value. If you want to withdraw and spend some of it, or if you want to buy more boosters, you know, right now I could buy a booster, a whole booster in about 5 weeks of earnings from my boosters, and by Christmas I'll be able to buy 2.5 boosters per month. By next year I'll be able to buy 15 boosters a month. Okay, so look at it in terms of what's the value of it compared to the boosters, what's the value of it compared to Bitcoin. Don't always convert it back to dollars, and that's not easy. But you know, when you're in America, you think in dollars. When you're in Europe, you think in euros. When you're in Britain, you think in pounds. Okay, so just get used to thinking in Bitcoin. It would help if there weren't so many noughts at the beginning of the Bitcoin. Okay, so here it says you earn $5 to $10 every day. That's only based on the price of Bitcoin at about 65,000 dollars. So we're getting close again to having this sort of return every day. And then we make this mistake of converting back to a percentage. That's based on a booster price of $1,000. And that's wrong. Again, you know, we're doing ourselves a disservice by converting this back to dollars all the time, because by Christmas we'll be earning 250% per month. So that'll be, I don't know what that'll be about 10% a day. I don't know. I can't think. My brain's turning to mush. Okay, so it's not really a good figure to talk about. It's better to talk about, you know, the amount of Bitcoin or the number of boosters you can buy every month. This is great. You earn a percentage override of the Bitcoin mined in your group. When you see the power of that, you will understand what you've got your hands on. That's really the thing that we should all be aiming at, is to have as many boosters as we can, so that we go up the bonus chart, so that we're getting a healthy bonus, and also help build our group. Put more boosters in the group. One, it'll help them, but two, you get a percentage override of all of that Bitcoin being mined in your group. So you would like to have many thousands of boosters in your group. It'll benefit you tremendously. Okay, buy more boosters. And bit boosters are an income producing asset, something we should all strive to have more of. So this is strategy 1, just buy some boosters and let them earn Bitcoin for the next 5 years. Hit the ranks, tells you here how much you're going to make in one-off sales commission, how much you're going to make every single month, and what your Bitcoin is going to be worth after 5 years. Okay, so 1 star, that's going to be 275,000 nearly. 2 stars is going to be 1.3 million. 3 star is going to be 3.3 million. 4 star is 10 million. 5 star is going to be 30 million. 6 star, 60 million. 7 star is going to be 95 million in 5 years' time. And 8 star is going to be 350 million in 5 years' time. So if you save up all of your Bitcoin, don't spend any of it between now and 2030, then by the time you're 8 star, you'll have $354 million worth of Bitcoin. Okay, that's if the price of Bitcoin hits 1 million in 5 years' time. We're predicting that to happen much sooner than that. Okay, the third strategy is just buy bit boosters on a hodl. So you, instead of 2 years' time, yeah, so you hodl 1 Bitcoin for 2 years, gives you 200,000. Or if you take the same amount, instead of buying 1 Bitcoin, you buy 70 boosters. Okay, you've got 4.5 million after 2 years, and you still have 434 boosters, earning 4.5 million per year, every year. You know, you can sit back and relax after that. And that's only with Bitcoin being worth 200,000 per coin. So there's 3 different strategies there for Bit Harvest. And then the last one is Cryptex. Cryptex is kind of staking program where you just put some money in. You can't get it back out for 36 months, but you can go in there every day and watch it grow. That's quite interesting. I started with $100 about 18 months ago, and it's up to 24,000 now. I believe that I can, when I withdraw, I'll get pretty much all of that out in another 18 months' time. You can buy plans for different lengths of time, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and so on. And of course, what you put in just continues to grow. So we are recommending Cryptex. It's not really a platform that we can build for daily wealth or daily income or to continually compound, but it is something that will spread the risk of what we do in online businesses, so that you have more eggs in more baskets, so therefore you have a little bit more security. But so this isn't really a great platform for us, for Wealth Warriors, but I'd recommend it to people just to chuck $100 in. There's a couple of strategies to do with that. So after 18 months, I've got 20,000. I should have updated that actually. This is last week's slide. It's about it's over 21,000 now. And it earns every single day. Strategy 1, small savings and small income. Invest $100 every quarter. Okay, so 4 times a year, you put $100 in, and after 3 years, you can withdraw $36,000 every quarter, which means that, you know, in January you get 36,000, in April you get 36,000, and so on, which means you're earning 140,000 a year. Second strategy is invest $100 every month. I know plenty of people who put $100 into savings plans every month. Typically, people save up for Christmas by putting money into a Christmas plan, you know, $100 a month. Then after 3 years, you're withdrawing $36,000 every single month. And that gives you nearly, well, over 400,000 per year. Again, it's cost you $100 a month for 3 years. So the most you've got tied up in this program at that point is $1,800 to withdraw $400,000 per year. So that's, you know, a bit more aggressive. It does require a little bit of faith to end up putting 1,800 in for 3 years. We've got no faith, no confidence that these things are going to pay out. But Cryptex have been paying out people that have been in for 3 years and 5 years. So, you know, they've been around since 2018. So that's it. That's the different platforms. Probably robots, fractional 3D. We're not going to talk about those. We're not promoting them. We are just sat back waiting for plans to mature so that we can withdraw our money. And that's kind of it, I think. Quickly run through this. Yeah, we're not actively promoting Wealth Warriors either because, you know, we need to have some good quality platforms. And I feel we haven't at the moment. We've got two good quality platforms, one that's quite reasonable, but I think we need some more platforms where we can earn daily commissions, daily withdrawals, and so on. So we'll see what the future brings. And we're building a solid foundation on which we can base our financial futures. We're taking charge of our own business. We're not sat back waiting for the right platform to fall into our lap. If it's not out there, we don't force the issue. If it doesn't fit for us, we don't do it. Simple as that. We apply our rules to this industry to achieve our outcomes. We're not at the mercy of any one company. We're in charge. So remain safe on the internet and in the world of online opportunities of all times. Do not share your password or other credentials with anyone. Where it's available, set up your 2FA on your accounts. Back up your passwords and your 2FA codes in a secure location. And make sure the executors of your will or your beneficiaries have access to this information in the event of your death. Get back to the person who invited you on this call and referred you to this video. They are ready and waiting to help you avoid scams. Protect your permanent network. That's an important point we didn't labour today, but it protects your permanent network and creates immense personal wealth very quickly and easy when we get this cranked up to top speed. I was just thinking of one last thing I wanted to cover. Yes. One of the things I've noticed with BitHarvest in particular is we have huge numbers of people getting in, but then I'm not seeing these people being brought along to the BitHarvest, being brought along to the Wealth Warriors groups in Telegram. Okay, and consequently, then we're not seeing these new people that you guys have spent time and effort getting them into the program. We're not seeing them buy boosters. Okay, there's a huge disparity between the number of people that get in and the number of people that buy boosters. And even those that do buy boosters only buy $100 here or $200. Okay, there's real benefit to them, and I think we're doing people a disservice if we don't get them started on $1,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Okay, and these are the same people who think nothing of putting thousands of dollars every year into pension funds, 401ks, savings programs, ISAs, stocks and bonds, CDs. Okay, and then we show them a program where they can become financially wealthy, financially secure in the next few years. And we say, yeah, start with $100 and see what happens. So we're not really being the leaders we need to be to encourage people to just be a bit more aggressive with their investment. Okay, so but at the very least, make sure bring them to the Zoom calls we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 6 o'clock UK time, and also get them into either Jan's group or Wealth Warriors group or the BitHarvest groups. Okay, don't leave them dangling. Again, that's doing them a disservice. You know, we promise them the earth, and then they sign up, and that's the last they see of us. Okay, so make sure we're looking after our people because they deserve it. You know, a lot of the time it's not their fault that they don't get the information. It's our fault we haven't plugged them into the system. So that's it for BitHarvest. So that's it for what I was going to do for the presentation.
I want to see you win. I want to see you absolutely smash every single dream you have. I want to see you overcome all of the barriers you face, and I want to see you succeed. I'm your biggest fan, your top supporter, and I'll be with you every single step of the way. You're destined for greatness, with or without me, and I want to see you achieve. Your potential is limitless, and your determination is inspiring. Keep striving for your goals, and I'll continue to cheer you on.